Big up to everyone. What is happening, people? The Liverpool Prophet back again with another Liverpool talk show or another Liverpool talk stream. Hope we're all doing well, people. Big up to everyone locked in the building. Bless up to you all. Big up, people. We're back discussing more, anything and everything Liverpool related. So, today, people, today we're going to be discussing and looking ahead to tomorrow's game against Newcastle United. Um, Obviously, yesterday was a good stream. I'm not going to lie, it was a very good stream with you guys, giving my Premier League prediction, should I say, giving you guys my thoughts and feelings ahead of the Premier League season. It was just a very good stream and a good laugh with all of you guys. Now, you might say my predictions are deluded. You might say this, that. Cool. You know what I'm saying? Everyone's entitled to their own opinion at the end of the day. It was just my opinion. Take it with a pinch of salt. I could be wrong. I could be right. Who fucking knows? Who bloody knows, man? So, yeah. Um, we'll see how it goes with that. We'll see how the Premier League shapes up this year. I have said it before. Regardless, I expect it to be a very interesting and intriguing Premier League season. So we'll see what happens there. But today, I'm going to be looking ahead to the game tomorrow against Newcastle. So we'll discuss the game a little bit, my thoughts and feelings on it. I did do it a match preview, people. So I did put a match preview last night. My thoughts and feelings ahead of the game, my predicted starting 11 for the game, my score prediction. I don't know all of that, but we'll discuss it all again on live here with the rest of you people. Again, I'll give you guys my thoughts and feelings ahead of the game. We'll also give you guys my predicted starting 11 again, and of course my score prediction. So yeah, we'll be bringing all of you that to all of you. Also, we'll be taking a look at Iriola's first press conference that he did yesterday at the Access. So we'll be discussing everything that Iriola had to say. So we'll get into all of that as well, people. We'll get into all of that. But before we get into the live stream and the talking points of the live stream, do remember, if you are new and haven't already done so, do of course drop a like on the stream. Do subscribe to the channel. Do turn notifications on so you know whenever future content drops. All of that is much appreciated by yours truly. Again, I feel like this is a season where the channel is going to grow and develop in the way I want it to grow and develop. So I think with your guys' support, I can definitely reach where I want to reach. So it's all appreciated, people. All the love, all the kindness, all the support. It is very much appreciated by me, at least. So big up to you all. Having said that, like, subscribe, and comment, all of that stuff. I guess we'll get straight into it then. The Premier League is back. We've had 2 games played so far. I believe Arsenal beat Coventry by 3-0 last night. Didn't really watch the game, to be fair. I had it on in the background, but I was doing other stuff in between. Looked like it was a decent win for Arsenal, comfortable win, 3-0. Nothing really, nothing much to really say there. I mean, I can't really give an opinion on the game I didn't watch, but as defending champions, all I can really say is you want to get off to a fast start. You want to get off to a quick start. And I think Arsenal did that with a 3-0 win yesterday. So yeah, good on Arsenal for winning 3-0. There's a game on currently as well, interestingly, Hull vs Man United, and I just had a look at the score before I went live. Hull City are winning 2-0 at half time against Manchester United. That is absolute madness. Obviously, look, there's still another 45 minutes to play. Man United can turn that around, but big up to Hull, man. Big up to Hull. Winning 2-0 against United. A newly promoted side. They're a team that I've predicted to go down this season in my prediction table. Yesterday, I have predicted Hull City to go down. I'm going to stick with that, but fair play to them, man. They're beating United by 2-0. It's on the television right now here as well. I'm not going to be looking at it much though, because I'm going to be discussing the Reds with you guys. So, yeah, big up to Hull City, man. Hopefully, as a Liverpool supporter, I always hope that they can hold out on that result. So United end up losing, because I don't like United to win, because I don't like United. But yeah, big up to Hull City, man. There's the first shock of the Premier League if that comes through. You would have thought Man United opening they would be losing to Hull City, but here we are, man. Such is life. Such is the way of life. So, having said that, people, the 2 Premier League games kicking off so far have been interesting. Can't say goals have been scored. There's been 5 goals so far. So, I really am looking forward to seeing what life brings this season, Premier League football wise, Liverpool wise, and I'm going to be keeping an eye on other clubs as well, seeing how they perform and seeing how they do this year. So yeah, big up to everyone, man. Big up to everyone. As for this game tomorrow against Newcastle, I know I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I'm very happy to have Liverpool Football Club playing once again. For some people, the summer went quick with the World Cup and everything. For me, it was kind of a bit of a drag. I'm not gonna lie, I do think it was a bit of a drag. The World Cup dragged on a bit too long for my liking. Wasn't really enjoying the World Cup. So I thought I thought it's been a bit of a long wait. But if you ask someone else, like I was speaking to someone today earlier, on call, and they said to me they felt like it's gone quick from last season to this season. They felt like boom, just like that, it's flipped. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends, I suppose. It all depends on your perspective. For me, it's been a bit of a long wait, but for other people, it's not been a long wait. It's been a quick transition. So the 2026-2027 season is upon us, and you know what, people? Call me crazy, but it'll be over before you know it. The season will be over before you know it. These seasons just fly by. I remember sitting here last August, getting ready for the season, and boom, it just flew by just like that. So when you're having fun watching your team, it just flies by, Whereas if your team's crap, the season just feels like a drag. It's crazy how that works, isn't it? It is crazy how that works. How when your team's doing amazing, it feels like the season goes quick. But if your team's doing crap, it feels like the season drags on and on and on. I felt last season did drag on a bit because we didn't have the best year, and I think a lot of other clubs can say the same thing too. However, in years gone by where we've had successful seasons, like the year before last, the year we won the league a couple of years before that, the quadruple chasing season, it felt like it went really quick. It did feel like it went really, really quick. So yeah, it's amazing how perspective and the way you view things can change the way outcomes are. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing how when your team's doing well and you're on top of the world, the season just flies by like that. And then vice versa, if your team's doing poorly and you're not enjoying it, it goes very, very slowly. It just drags on the whole year. So hopefully this year, Liverpool have a successful campaign. I do think we will have a successful campaign. I am optimistic. You've got to go into the season with optimism. You've got to go into the season with hope, in my opinion. I don't think you cannot, because if you don't go into the season with no hope and belief, I mean, what is the point of watching your team? You know what I'm saying? Real talk. What is the point in watching your team if you don't go into the season with hope or belief? There's no point. Is there? There is no point at all. So I choose to believe. I choose to be optimistic going into seasons. I know we haven't done a lot of business, but who cares? Man? Signings are not the be all and end all when it comes to Liverpool. We can do stuff without signings. We can do this. So I'm not too bothered, and I'm looking forward to the season ahead. I am looking forward to seeing how we play, how we set up going forward tomorrow, weeks going forward as well. I'm just looking forward to having Liverpool Football Club back in action, which is what I think a lot of Liverpool fans around the world are feeling as well. Big up to Natasha. Big up yourself, Natasha. Hope you're doing well. Good afternoon to you. Big up. High Profit United are getting beat 2-0. Rasta will not be happy. I've seen it, Natasha, yeah. Just before I hopped on live, I seen that Man United were losing 2-0 to Hull. At 1-0, I was kind of saying to myself, Hull, United will still come back. But at 2-0, I think that could be a bit of a hard mountain to climb for Man United. I'm not gonna lie. I do think it could be a bit of a hard mountain to climb. So, big up to Hull City for beating Man United currently. Big up to them. Even if they get a draw in this game, it's still a good result for them in my eyes. So, yeah, big up to Hull. I'm obviously happy that United are losing, but that's the least of my concerns at the moment. I'm more concerned about what Liverpool do tomorrow, and if we take care of our business. Rasta will not be happy. You'll have to ask him, Natasha. You'll have to ask him. You will have to ask him, Natasha. You'll have to ask him how he feels about it when he goes live or whenever he's available. You will have to ask him how he feels. The ones there. I won't be able to speak on behalf of him, but yeah, maybe he won't be. Maybe he won't be, Natasha. Maybe he won't be. We'll have to wait and see. But having said that, everyone. Oh, what's happened here? Nothing. Never mind. It's nothing to worry about. Yeah, you'll have to ask Natasha when he's available. You'll have to ask Rasta, when he's available, because yeah, it's not great losing opening week, is it? Losing on opening week is never great. It's the worst start you can get off to be fair. Having said that, Manchester City have lost a couple of times on opening weekend and they've gone on to be fine in season, so who knows? Who knows, man? Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, yeah. Hopefully, Hull can see this out and we can banter some United fans later on. But having said that, moving forward, people forget Manchester United. Let's move on to the actual biggest club in England, the real biggest club in England, which is Liverpool Football Club. I don't care. I don't care if it rattles the fuck out of United fans. I don't care if United fans get salty, bitter about it. I do not give a damn. We are the biggest and most successful club in England. We have the best supporters in the world. And I stand by that, and I always will stand by that. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going to stand by it. You know what I'm saying? Level on league titles with Man United. More successful in Europe, in my opinion. We're the bigger and more successful club. And I will always stand by that. I'll never back down from it. I'll always back Liverpool in these debates. When I'm asked who the biggest club in England are, I'm always going to respond with Liverpool. Because I back the club and I back my team. And I know that we are the most successful club. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people love to do the whole 30-year thing and 2 leagues in 30 years and that to undermine us. But if we're doing that, then it's like I said before, Man United don't really have any they don't really have any Premier Leagues because the Premier League name changed again in 2017 or 2016 was it? So yeah, it's just a BS logic, man. In my opinion, Liverpool are the biggest club in England, and I'm never gonna back down on that claim ever. So having said all of that, moving on, Premier League weekend, we're back. The weather's nice as well, so we've got Premier League weekend on the weekend of nice weather. You know, normally sometimes it's raining at the weekend this time of year. It's a bit cold, or it's just a bit not nice, I'll say, weather-wise. But this weekend, I think we're blessed to actually have decent weather, so let's enjoy it, man. You know, if you want to go out to the pub, if you want to go out with your mates, it's the perfect time to watch the football. You know, we're in August at the moment. We're coming towards the end of August, should I say? We're approaching September. So yeah, you know, there's only a couple more weeks of nice weather before we hit winter season, and then it's cold. And then people are going to be complaining that it's too cold. You know, we've had people complaining this summer that it's too hot, it's too warm. We're going to have people complaining that it's too cold in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah. If you're a fan of the hot weather like I am, I'd recommend enjoying it the last couple of weeks that it's here, because it's gonna be gone soon. It is gonna be gone, and it's gonna be cold. So yeah, man, enjoy it, people, enjoy it. So people, moving forward then, I don't know where to begin. Do we begin on discussing the game? Do we maybe begin on talking about what Iriola had to say in his press conference? I don't know. Either way, I'm an open book. You know, I could go either way. I've got to say again, I've been very impressed with Iriola so far since he's joined and the interviews he's done in and around the club. I've got to say I've been very, very impressed with the guy. In my opinion, he comes across very well. Comes across very down to earth. Seems like he understands what it means to be the Liverpool manager, and to me, that means a lot. It really means a lot that he knows and understands what it means to be the Liverpool manager. Really does. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. It does mean a lot. So yeah, you know, I listened to his interview with Jamie Carragher yesterday, where he had a couple of things to say about what Carragher was asking him about some signings, and Iriola was giving him a response. He seems like a very nice, down-to-earth man. I'm going to be totally honest. Iriola seems like a very nice, down-to-earth bloke. Seems like he's easy to get along with. Seems like he's got a bit of charisma about him. Unlike Arne Slot, who, let's be honest, had little charisma. Was very dry, very emotionless, very detached. It's a big difference, and it's a nice difference too. It's a nice difference to yet again have a manager that you can connect with, you can relate to, because the main thing we said with Arne Slot was we couldn't relate to the guy. That was the main issue with him, you know, couldn't relate to him, couldn't really get a good vibe with him, couldn't connect with the man, you know. And if you're a Liverpool manager and the fans can't connect with you, it's a big problem. Because when your back's against the wall, when you're struggling, when you're in the mud, it becomes an issue. It does, because, you know, when you're in the mud, when you're struggling, you will look to your manager as a bit of you look at the manager and you hope that he reassures you, should I say. You hope he reassures you, and you hope he gives you that belief that you can turn this around. And at no point last season did Arne Slot give me any belief that he could turn this around. To me, it just felt like he was just blagging his way throughout the whole season. No connection to the fans, no want or desire or effort to connect with the fans as well. And that says a lot to me. You know, I understand sometimes that maybe connecting with people might not be your strong suit. You might not be used to doing that. You know, obviously in the Netherlands you don't really have to do that with your clubs. I understand sometimes it can be a little bit difficult and a little bit different, but I will still appreciate you if you try to connect with your fans, if you at least give it a go. You know, if I'm not too good at connecting with people and I've been asked to connect to people because I've got to do it because it's important to what I do, I'm gonna make an effort. I'm at least gonna make an effort to connect. Apologies, people. Apologies for that, but people were just driving by on the motorbike. Apologies if you heard that or you picked up on the mic. But yeah, I'm gonna at least try and make an effort. I'm gonna at least try and make an effort because I have to. You know what I'm saying? And I'll feel good about myself too if it comes across successful. But at no point last season did Arne Slot make an effort to connect with the Liverpool supporters. I'm like, you are Liverpool Football Club manager. I don't think you realise what a privilege it is to be a Liverpool Football Club manager, you know. And he never got that. He just didn't seem to understand what a privilege it was to represent this club and to manage this club. Like I said, no desire or no effort to connect with the fan base. You know, if anything, it's almost like he was trying to push the fan base further away and get the fan base to dislike him even more. You know, that's what I felt. You know, when some of the stuff that Slot came out with after the games, let's be honest, it was a joke. It was a joke, some of the stuff he came out with. It felt like he was trying to push the fan base further away from him rather than towards him so he could connect with them. Off the top of my head, he said a lot of dumb shit last year, but you know, there was times where he talked about our league title, and he underlined it. He said we've won 2 leagues in 35 years. You know, this was around the time we played Marseille in the Champions League last year. Completely disrespected the club by saying that we've only won 2 in 35 years. Very disrespectful against the club. But then you contrast that with what he said May last year, which was we've won 2 in 5. So when everything was going good for him, when he was on top of the world and the fans were loving him, he was out here saying 2 in 5. When his back was up against it, when the pressure was on him, he did a flip. He completely flipped and he went 2 in 35 years. Completely disrespecting the club. You know, he also came out saying some stuff about how after we beat Karabakh 6-0, by the way, after we got a very impressive win against Karabakh, he came out and he said something like it's improvement because 2 years ago we lost in the Europa League to Atlanta, do we know? And we got knocked out. I'm like, we've just beaten Karabakh in the Champions League 6-0 and you're talking about a result that has no meaning because it was 2 years ago in the Europa League when Klopp was still the manager. No, he just really dumb shit. On top of that, throwing players under the bus as well. Throwing Frimpong under the bus, 1 or 2 others. You don't do that. You know, that's another issue I had with the man. Lack of responsibility, lack of accepting the blame. You know, what's one thing I always loved about Klopp, and I still do love about him now, and I don't believe he'll ever change, is every time Liverpool lost a game, or every time anyone lost a game that he managed, the first thing Jurgen would usually come out and say is, the defeat is on me. It's not on the players. I take responsibility as the coach. It's all on me. Do not blame my players. Every single time we lost or were defeated, Jurgen said that. He said that every single time. And I had so much respect for the man because at no point did Jurgen ever throw any of our players under the bus. At no point did he ever throw a player under the bus and say, this player cost us or that player cost us. In his 9-year tenure at Liverpool, he never did that once. You know, if anything, he was supportive of players when they were going through rough patches. You know, he was backing the players when they went through rough patches. Arne Slot, the complete opposite. You know, blaming players left, right and centre. You know, having a go at Szoboszlai for the goal we conceded against Coventry at one point. Don't know what the hell that was all about, but he's having a go at him, even when Szoboszlai saved us that game. Like I said, Palace away last season we lost 2-1. He threw Jeremy Frimpong under the bus. He threw a lot of players under the bus last season, and a lot of players that are really saving him. You know, if it wasn't for Szoboszlai's goals or the couple of goals that Szoboszlai scored to win us games, you know, we'd be a lot further down in the table, and he'd be in a lot more trouble, more so than he was. So I don't know, man. It was very off season last year, man. Big up to Brian in the building. Big up yourself, Brian. Good afternoon, bro. Hope you're doing well. Big up. Big up, bro. Big up, big up. Welcome in, mate. Welcome in. Everything was just wrong about Liverpool Football Club last season, you know. For the first time in my entire life supporting the club, and listen, I supported the club throughout the early 2000s when we were when it was tough, when we were shit back then. I supported the club during the Roy Hodgson era. It was tough, but I still supported the club even in them times. You know, wasn't nice seeing Arsenal, United, and Chelsea being good and us being shit, but I still supported the club back then. You know, last season was the first time ever in my personal lifetime that I felt disconnected with Liverpool, the team, the manager, and just the club as a whole. You know, feeling disconnected with the manager, of course, we all know why we felt disconnected with him. Don't even need to explain. I've never felt disconnected with the team on the pitch ever. I've always been connected with the team on the pitch, and last year's season, I felt disconnected with the team on the pitch. And the club as well. You know, the club, the way we were acting last season, just the complete opposite to how I expect Liverpool Football Club to act. The complete opposite to how I expect Liverpool Football Club to be acting in the window. It was the complete opposite. So, yeah, it just wasn't Liverpool like the way we were behaving and the way we were acting. It felt very much like, you know, it just didn't feel right last season. It didn't feel right. And in the end, I'm glad Arne Slot left. I think we're all glad that Arne Slot left, because I don't think any of us would be sat here with any sort of hope or optimism if he was still the manager. Be honest, guys. If Arne Slot was still Liverpool head coach, would you be sat here with optimism? Would you be sat here thinking, we're going to win the league, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to have a challenge? Because I certainly wouldn't, you know. I know last season it was always Xabi Alonso was going to take over eventually. And then afterwards it came out that the club were going to stick with Slot, and they kept persisting that they were going to stick with Slot. And a lot of us were struggling, you know, because a lot of us were very, very drained mentally after the season last year. None of us wanted to be put through another season like that. Because if the guy had stayed, he would have been gone by October, November time, and we would have been in trouble. So I am glad that the club came to their senses on removing the manager from his duties, so we can look forward with a new coach who suits us more. But the fact that he could have stayed, the fact that we were considering keeping him, is just, it's something that doesn't sit well with me, man. It doesn't sit well with me. It does not sit well with me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad we can push forward now and look forward, you know, the ones there. Big up to my brother King, man. Big up to my brother African King Academy. People, make sure you go check King out every single time. Sub, go show him some love. He's doing a watch long as well currently on the Hull City vs Man United game. So do go show my brother King some love. Big up yourself, bro. You need to slap the dude. I think we'll win. I don't think it'll be tough. I don't think it'll be easy, sorry, but I do think we'll beat them. I do think we beat them. And yeah, don't do a United. Yeah, don't do a United, man. You know, United out here losing to Hull. Title challenging Man United losing to Hull. I mean, that's funny, isn't it? But yeah, big up King, man. Appreciate you being in. Big up yourself, bro. But yeah, thank the Lord we didn't have to go into the season with Arne Slot as head coach. I'll say that, because boy, it would have been a very, very long season for us, man. It would have been a long, long, long season. Considering the amount of exits we would have had as well. The amount of players that wanted to leave last season because of him, because he was our manager. The amount of players that wanted to leave. You know, we had Alisson's head being turned. Thank God we ended up keeping Ali around. You know, Szoboszlai's head would have started getting turned eventually. You know, Salah was already gone, Robbo was gone. The amount of players that wanted to leave because of this manager has me thinking, what the hell was he saying to them? What the hell was he saying and acting like behind the scenes for them to want out so badly, so quickly? Ali's been here 8 years. He's been a great servant to Liverpool. You know, he's coming up to 9 years now here. What on earth could this manager have said to Alisson, who's one of the most loyal players that I've ever seen in my lifetime at Liverpool Football Club, for him to want to leave? It begs the question, doesn't it? What the hell was being said behind closed doors? Because we don't know at the end of the day. All we saw really was us being poor on the pitch, and tension being off, and chemistry being off on the pitch. But what was going on behind closed doors, between players, managers, between players as well themselves, we'll never know. But I just know it wasn't right. You know, I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to sit here and say this was happening, but I do feel like there was a lot of tension between players and manager. I even feel like there was tension between players, man. I can't lie. I feel like there was tension and heat between a couple of players that maybe didn't see eye to eye. I'm not going to speculate, but I think it's common knowledge when you saw the amount of fallouts that were happening last season. It just felt really, really wrong. We're used to seeing stuff like that at United. We're used to seeing stuff like that at Chelsea. We're not used to seeing stuff like that over here at Liverpool, and we don't want to see that. I'm saying we don't want to see that. We're very blessed to have players that understand what it means to represent Liverpool and to wear the Liverpool shirt in our team, in our squad, and that's something I'll never take for granted. I'll always be very grateful that we have players that are like that understand what it means to represent our club. When you see a lot of players that go United just for the money, they go Chelsea just for the money, they go Arsenal just for the money. I think we're very blessed to have players that understand and play for the badge. We don't just have players that are work colleagues. We have players that genuinely have a good bond and chemistry with each other on and off the pitch. If you watch Liverpool's behind the scenes stuff, our players have amazing chemistry with each other, and it's genuine as well. You don't get that at many other clubs. I'll be totally honest. You don't get that at much other clubs. So we're very blessed in that sense, and I don't ever want to lose that, because the day we lose that, for me, is the day the football club does start dying. And thankfully, the football club isn't dying anyway. Yet we're in a good position going forward. But the day that starts happening or stops happening, I'll be concerned about where the future of the club is headed for sure, because that would be a big red flag for me. So yeah, thank God Arne Slot is gone. Thank God he's gone. Now, I said it at the time, I don't wish the guy ill. I don't wish the guy bad. I hope he does well in his next managerial job, wherever that is, because at the end of the day, he's a human being. I'm a human being, and I'll never abuse another human being on a personal level over football, because at the end of the day, as much as I love football, as much as it's a big thing in my life, it is just a game at the end of the day, and there's never any reason for people to get abusive over it and people to get a certain way over it. You know what I'm saying? So I'll always sit there and I'll always say, yes, as a manager on the pitch he wasn't great for us, but you know what? As a human being, considering the tragedy we had to deal with last summer, considering he was put in a position where he had to manoeuvre us through that, a position that managers are rarely in, or next to never in, you know what I'm saying? So I'll always appreciate Arne Slot for that first season, winning us the league title. I'll always appreciate the way he carried us through that Diogo tragedy. Not just us, the whole city. He had to carry the whole city through that. I'll always appreciate that, and I'll always... When I look back at Arne Slot's time at Liverpool, I'm not really going to remember last season. I'm going to remember the first season, where we won the league, when no one gave us a chance and we were written off. So that's the memory I'll keep of Arne Slot going forward. But after last season, if he'd stayed another year going into this season, it would have gotten toxic, and I never want to see it get toxic at my club. I never want to see it get toxic at my club. So yeah, man, it's a good thing he's gone. It's certainly a good thing he's gone. But moving forward from that, people, we're 28 minutes in and I still haven't discussed what I wanted to discuss. Let's discuss the Newcastle United versus Liverpool game coming up tomorrow. So people, I'm going to give you guys my starting 11 for the game tomorrow first. We'll start off with the starting 11 for the game. Then I'll give you guys my thoughts and feelings on it, and then we'll talk a bit about Iraola's quotes and what he said in his press conference. So if I just share the screen, hopefully you guys can see this. This is my predicted 11 for tomorrow's game. Let's see if it comes up. There we go. Got it. Hopefully you guys can see this, and get rid of that. There we go. Fingers crossed you guys can see this. So this is my starting 11 for tomorrow's game, people. This is my predicted 11. So as you can see, it is a 4-2-3-1 formation, and yeah, as you can see right there, people, just to run you guys through the team quickly. In goal, I'm going to go with Alisson Becker, best goalkeeper in the league, best goalkeeper in the world on his day. In goal, it's good to have Alisson back. Now obviously it's the beginning of the season, there's not going to be much injuries, there's going to be none so far. I'd imagine there'll be some as the season goes on, it's natural, but for now we have a near enough fit squad. The only two players out long term are Conor Bradley and Jeremy Frimpong, who are both going to be out until, I believe it's early January, late December, early January time, so they're both ruled out. Other than that though, near enough full strength team for this game. So Alisson Becker in goal. It's good to have him in the sticks, there's a big difference between him and Mohamed Arsfili. Don't want to crap on Mohamed Arsfili, but there's a big difference between Ali and him, you know what I'm saying? Now, Ali missed a lot of football last season. Injured on and off quite a bit. Since the time he's joined us, in the time he's been at Liverpool, in the time we've been blessed to have him in our goal, last season was probably the season he picked up the most injuries. I think he picked about 3 or 4, which is a lot, to be fair. However, I'm still going to say this. When he played, he still showed his class. And on his day, in my opinion, I don't care what anyone says, Alisson Becker is still the best goalkeeper in the world. I don't care about Courtois. I don't care about Donnarumma. I don't care about Neuer. I don't care about anyone. On his day, at his best, Alisson Becker is the best goalkeeper in world football. I've always said this. He's incredibly underrated when it comes to all-time debates and when it comes to Premier League all-time debates as well. How much goalkeepers out there can say they scored a header to win their team's games? Alisson can say that because he did it against West Brom. Not much goalkeepers can sit there and say they scored headers last minute to win their team games, and he did. He's incredibly underrated for me. Doesn't get the respect he deserves, like Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk. But we move from that. I'm hoping he can have an injury-free season, because if he has an injury-free season this season, I'd be putting the contract down. I don't care. If he has an injury-free season this season, and he gets back up to the level that we know he can be at, I'm putting the contract down and I'm extending him for another couple of years. Because we know goalkeepers can play till 35, even early 40s. Just look at Neuer, for example. Perfect example there. So if he has a good season, I'm extending Alisson Becker. I'm keeping Ali at the club, but he will be in the sticks tomorrow. So I've got no issues there, no concerns there. It will be Alisson in goal. Moving to right back, it'll be Jeremy Frimpong. The only right back we have at the club currently. There's no Conor Bradley, like I said, between the sticks. Not between the sticks, sorry, between, or to rotate with him at right back. Bradley's out until late December, early January, like I said. So Frimpong's the only right back. Whatever you think of Jeremy Frimpong, whether you think he's a natural right back, whether you think he's not a natural right back, whatever you think of the man, I think he had a good pre-season game against Como last week. Hopefully he can hopefully he can take that into the game this season, or the game against Newcastle this season tomorrow. I think he's got potential. I think he's definitely got potential to be have a good season and be a good right back for Liverpool. So we'll have to see how it goes. We'll have to see how it goes with Jeremy Frimpong, but it will be Frimpong at right back, and we'll hope he can have a good game. Centre back pairing, Virgil van Dijk, the captain, is instantly in there as one centre back. For his standards, Virgil had a poor season last season. No getting away from it. For his standards, he didn't have the best year, but let's hope this season he can get back to the standards that we all know and think he can be at. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Virgil van Dijk is one of the centre backs in there, the captain himself. Next to him was tough. I didn't know who to put next to him. I really didn't know who to put next to him. I didn't know whether I'd go with Arejo or Jackie, because I think you could go either or. If you put either or in tomorrow, I wouldn't be too upset. I think Jackie was very impressive against Como last Sunday, considering his age, considering he's just come back from a long-term injury. Very impressed with the guy. Arejo, when he came on second half against Como, looked good as well. But for me, Jackie just caught my eye a lot more. So I'd go with Jeremy Jackie as that centre-back pairing next to Van Dijk. Will he be the long-term one for the whole season? I don't know. But for tomorrow, I'd be putting Jackie in. I was very impressed with him. I thought he looked very, very good. Almost like a younger version of Konate when he was at his best. So Jackie, I think, will be next to Van Dijk tomorrow. And let's hope he can have a good game, because if he can have a good game away at St James's Park, I think a lot of other clubs will take notice and realise he's a decent player. Left back, it'll be Milos Kerkez, no debate there. Kerkez is now the first choice left back. There's no him and Robertson fighting it out. So yeah, Kerkez is a player that thrived under Iriola at Bournemouth. He's a player I'm going to be keeping an eye on this season, because I think we expect him to have a good season now. You've got the manager here who got the best out of him at his previous club, so Kerkez should have a good year. So it's going to be Kerkez at left back. Moving into midfield, I think the double pivot will be Ryan Gravenberch and Dominic Szoboszlai. For me, Szoboszlai's a shoe-one in. He's got to be one of the first names in the team sheet from now on. Considering the season he had last year, considering how good he was for us last year, his leadership ability, I learnt a lot about last season. When we were poor, winning games for us, dragging us out the mud. You know how it is, you know what I'm saying? He was very, very, very good for us last year, and he really impressed me. For now, he's one of the first names on the team sheet. Whenever we play, he's one of the first names on that team sheet for me. So I'm going to go Dominic Szoboszlai instantly in there. He's one of 3 vice captains, so the vice captains for this season are Alisson, Szoboszlai and Gomez. So He's one of the vice captains too, and looking forward to another season with Szoboszlai, seeing what he can bring to us. So he's one of the first team names in the team. He's got to be from this point onwards going into this season. Next to him, I think it will be Ryan Gravenberch. Again, Gravenberch didn't have the best season last year by his standards, considering the year before he was quality. But again, Gravenberch is a very good player with a lot of potential, and I believe he can get back to a respectable level, just not as a 6. If we play him in his natural position in an 8, you'll see the best of Gravenberch. So yeah, I think it'll be him next to Szoboszlai in that double pivot. I was going to put McAllister in, but McAllister was late coming back from the World Cup. I think the manager will ease him into it a bit more before giving him a start. So I'm going to go Szoboszlai and Gravenberch as the double pivot. Moving off the right side, again, it's hard because we haven't got a right winger currently. It feels weird to go into a season without Mohamed Salah off that right wing, but such is life. Here we are. The Barcola deal is still ongoing, it's dragging on. Unfortunately, we won't have a right winger for this game. We won't have Barcola in for this game, so we're in a position where we could play Chiesa, but I don't think Iriola will play Chiesa. So I think what will happen is Rio will be playing off the right for this game, and I'm happy Rio's getting game time. Considering he got bagged us the winner here last season, I'm very happy Rio's going to get game time in this game. Didn't get much game time last season, but I think it's very important that he gets game time going into this season so he can develop more and show us his potential. So I think it's going to be Rio off the right wing. Hopefully we can get the right winger situation sorted before the window closes. I think we will, but for now I think it's going to be Rio and Gomorrah off that right hand side. In the 10, I think it will be Florian Wirtz. Again, we expect a big season from Florian Wirtz, don't we? Considering he didn't exactly throw up any trees last season. Showed potential, glimpses here and there, but not enough ultimately. This season, under the right coach in Iriola, I think we expect Wirtz to really show his capability and really come to life and prove to the league why we signed him and why he is the player that he is. So it'll be Wirtz in the 10. Off the left again, it will be Cody Gakpo. Now I know people won't be happy about that, but I think Gakpo's looked decent in pre-season. I do think he's looked decent. Again, we haven't really got the left wing situation sorted. You could put him there, could put Victor Munoz there, but would the manager really bring Victor Munoz in and play him in a game like this? I doubt it. So I think the manager will opt for some experience. So I think we'll see Gakpo for left wing, and then up top as the striker, I believe it's going to be Alexander Isak. No Ekitike available. It's going to be Isak for the foreseeable future as the striker. Touch wood, he doesn't pick up a knock. And I want to see Isak and Wirtz's chemistry in this game. I felt they linked up very well in pre-season. I felt there were good link-ups between them two. Sometimes it wasn't coming off, sometimes it came off, but there's potential there for a dangerous partnership if they can get something going. So yeah, man, hopefully they can have a good game between them. So that's the team. I've gone with a 4-2-3-1 just to do it again. Alisson Becker in goal, Jeremy Frimpong at right back, Virgil van Dijk and Jeremy Jacquet as the centre back pairing, Milos Kerkez at left back, Ryan Gravenberch and Dominic Szoboszlai in the double pivot, Rio and Gomorrah off the right wing, Florian Wirtz in the 10, Cody Gakpo for left wing, and then Alexander Isak down the centre as the striker. So people, that is my team for the game tomorrow against Newcastle United. That's the team I think we'll take to the pitch. And yeah, let me just get out that off the pitch, man. Get back in the centre. And yeah, let's continue pushing on, man. Let's continue pushing on. So that's my predicted starting 11 for the game. Let's talk a bit about the game now. Let me give you guys my thoughts and feelings ahead of the game and what I think or what I think we should expect. So Newcastle United versus Liverpool. It's at St James's Park now. Firstly, I want to say this. Both teams are starting under a new era. We're starting our Iriola era, and they're starting a new era under a new coach as well, with a lot of players gone. They're probably in a lot worse of a situation than we are, to be fair. We have still got quality players here. They have, in a weird way, they've upgraded their manager, which is weird, but they've also downgraded their team. And I do think that Newcastle manager long term will be a successful manager for them. I think he'll be a very successful coach for them long term. But I think for the here and now, this season, I think Newcastle are probably going to struggle, if I'm being totally honest. I do think they're going to struggle, unfortunately. But long term, I got no doubts about him. I think he's a good coach. And I think he'll do well at their club. So, yeah. I rate him. I think he plays a decent brand of football from what I hear and see. And I think he'll do well for them. So it's a new era at Newcastle starting. It's also a new era beginning at Liverpool under Iriola. We've gone from Slot and Howe last season to now Iriola and Giselle, I believe his name is Mateus Giselle. Big up to him. So yeah, it'll be an interesting affair. Two managers who have, well, we don't really know how much they've really been able to implement their ideas and style of play. I guess we'll see that tomorrow. From a Newcastle perspective, I mean, it's clear they don't like Liverpool. We know they do not like Liverpool. They hold a lot of bitterness towards us after what happened with Isak last summer. Ekatike as well, considering they wanted him. The Isak saga dragged on. 3 bids had to be put in for it to be accepted. We stole Ekatike from them. This summer, Victor Munoz was one of their main targets, and we stole him from them. Just in general, it's they're a club who don't really like us, and they try and force a rivalry with us, even though there's no rivalry there. They're always up for Liverpool games. We played them last season, second game of the season at St James's Park, and it was a close game. We did win 3-2 in the end, but they went down to 10 men, and they still gave us a good game. They were really fired up and up for it. They were really, really up for the game. Needed a Rio and Gumoa last-minute goal to win us the game, so it's a game that's always tough going to St James's Park. We've got a decent record there. I think we're one of the only teams in the league that can say we have a decent record there. Beat them 2-1 there a couple of years ago, down to 10 men. Year before that, in Stott's first year, drew 3-3 up there in a very, very interesting game. Last season, beat them 3-2, beat them 4-1 at Anfield. There's always goals in this game. There is always goals in this game, that's what I can say. And it's always an interesting affair between us two. It's always an interesting affair. Last season, year before, it's always a good game between Liverpool and Newcastle United. It's hard to really say how we're both going to go into the game, how they're going to approach it, how we're going to approach it, because I really don't know. I really don't know is the honest answer. It's hard to say. It is hard to say. I'll say this though, never underestimate St James's Park. St James's Park is a ground that I personally will never underestimate. I'll never go to St James's Park and underestimate that place, because we've seen the best of the best go there and lose. Don't forget, people, Paris Saint-Germain went to St James's Park about 2 years ago and they got absolutely smoked 4-1. It's not a joke. It's a very, very, very good atmosphere, a very lovely atmosphere with very passionate supporters. Geordie people, very similar to Scouse people, they're very passionate about their club, they're very passionate about their football, and they're just very passionate about their city as a whole, and I love that. I respect that a lot. I do respect it a lot. So they're going to be up for the game for sure. It's Liverpool rocking into town. I don't know how upset they're going to be regarding the Victor Munoz thing, but they're going to be up for it. They're going to be up for it, and they're going to give us a game. That atmosphere is always crazy, whether it's a league game, whether it's a Champions League game. I think we've kind of been lucky as neutrals to see St James's Park in the Champions League again. I think we're very, very lucky to see St James's Park in the Champions League this season, a couple of years ago as well. It's a great atmosphere. For me, it's the second best atmosphere in the Prem, behind Anfield, of course. Anfield's always going to have the best atmosphere, but yeah, second best for me behind Anfield is St James's Park in Newcastle. It's a great ground. If you've never been there, I'd recommend going and watching a game there. Maybe watch your team go and play there, but it's a very, very nice stadium. It's going to be intense. I know they've lost players. I know they've got a new manager, and I know they're going through a transition. But St James's Park will always be St James's Park. It's a ground that teams struggled at when they were in the mud. Back when Newcastle, under their previous ownership, were fighting relegation, were mid-table, it was still a tough ground for a lot of clubs to go. City really won there. United struggled there. Arsenal struggled there. Out of all the big six clubs, we probably have the best record at St James's. That's not me bragging, it's just me saying it how it is. It's a tough ground. I don't expect an easy game. If anyone's going into the game tomorrow expecting it to be easy, expecting it to be a walk in the park, 3-4-0, think again, because it's not going to be like that. It's going to be very difficult, very intense. From what I know of Mateus Giselle as a manager, he likes to play a front-footed, aggressive brand of football. From what I know, what we know of Iriola's going to play front-footed, attacking, aggressive football. So if both teams go for it and play the football that they both want to play, and that's attacking, this could make for a good game. This has potential, in my opinion, to be game of the weekend. This game here has the potential for me to be game of the weekend. I think it has potential to have goals in it. I think it has potential to have action in it. I can see a red card happening. I can see fights breaking out in this one. I think if you want to watch game of the weekend, if you want to watch a good game, this should be a good game to watch because I think both teams will give it a go. You know what I'm saying? If they give it a go, if we give it a go, should make for entertainment because last season we weren't exactly amazing to watch. They weren't exactly amazing to watch, and we still produced a 3-2 game at St James's Park, a 4-1 game at Anfield. So even when we're not playing great and we're boring to watch, from playing to our perspective, we still always give good games to Newcastle, and it's always goals in it. So now that we've both got attack-minded managers, I'd imagine there's going to be goals tomorrow. Like I said, I don't think Liverpool are going to be a team that are boring this season. I'm not saying we're going to be amazing, but I don't think we're going to be a team that's boring this season. I think we'll score goals, but I also think we'll concede a lot of goals too. So in games we win, I don't mind winning games 3-2, winning games 3-1, 4-1. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather win a game 3-1 or 4-2 or 4-3 than win a game 1-0 because I prefer the entertainment. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to the game. Am I nervous for it? Not really, because I still back us to win. It's amazing the amount of players they've lost down the years in Newcastle. They've lost Isak last season, Bruno Guimaraes, Anthony Gordon. A lot of players have left their club. So they're in a weird position. I think they'll struggle this year. But having said that, I still expect tomorrow's game to be a difficult game. You know, don't get me wrong, it'll still be incredibly difficult in my opinion. So moving forward then, people, from the Liverpool perspective, again, I don't really know how we're going to look. I'm very interested to see how we set up and play. Are we going to press high? Are we going to be able to press for more than 60 minutes? Are we going to be able to do this, do that? What's the football going to look like? How are we going to play? From what I've seen in pre-season, there's been development there. There's been intensity change. There's been pressing change. You know, we're a lot more energetic now. So at St James's Park tomorrow, in an intense atmosphere, in intense conditions, how are we going to set up? How are we going to play? I'm very interested to see that. Iriola too, very interested to see how he gets his ideas across. Now look, this is his first official game for Liverpool in the Premier League, and it's not an easy one either. It is not an easy one, so he's going to want to make an impression in his first game. He's going to want to make his stamp. He's going to want to get a win for the fans to get us on side. He's going to want to get the players on side. And I think our players as well, people. I think a lot of our players are going to go into this game with a point to prove. And go into this season with a point to prove. After the season we had last year, very underwhelming, very disappointing. I think a lot of our players are going to go into this season and want to right the wrongs of last season. So, yeah, I expect us to win, people. I do expect us to win the game. I can see a draw. Don't get me wrong. I can see a world where we maybe draw because it is a tough place to go. We drew there 2 years ago, won there last year. If they can go down to 10 men and give you a game, you know it's going to be tough there. So I can see a draw in this game. Would I be upset with a draw? Not necessarily, no. It looks like United are about to lose, by the way, people. There's 2 minutes to go in this whole United game and looks like they're going to lose. Yeah, a madness. Big up to Holdo. But yeah, what was I just saying a minute ago then? What was I literally just saying a minute ago? I won't be upset if we do draw because at the end of the day, it's a tough place to go and a point is a good point there, you know what I'm saying? Considering the amount of big clubs that struggle at this ground, I'll take a point. But look, it's the first game under a new manager. We want to win. We want a good performance. We want something that gives us positivity going into the next couple of games because I think we've got a decent start to the season. Newcastle tomorrow, Forest next week at home we should win. Ipswich after that away we should win. Who else do we have? Fulham after that we should win. Then we've got City coming up after Bournemouth. We've got a decent start, bar the Manchester City game. It's 4 games that we should be winning on paper, I can't lie. We should be winning them, so looking forward to it. Looking forward to the start of the season. It's a good chance for us to pick up some points, have a good start and just get the feel-good factor going around Liverpool, around the city, around the club, in the fan base, and we'll all be happy, man. We will all be happy people if that comes on. But I expect Liverpool to win tomorrow. I expect it to be a tough game. I can see us maybe scoring late. But I do expect us to win. But it'll be a fight. It'll be a fight for sure. They will make it a fight. They will make it a fight. They don't like us, we know that. We don't particularly like them either because they've made this personal between us, you know what I'm saying, by saying some of the stuff they've said. I'm not going to get into it, but it's going to be an interesting affair tomorrow for sure. I do think Liverpool win them. I do think we kick off the season with 3 points. I said it in my match preview, I'll say it again. I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory to Liverpool. I am going to go with a 2-1 win to us. I think we win. Close, but I think it'll be us getting the 3 points over them. and us getting another win at St James's Park, hopefully. So I've gone with a 2-1 victory to Liverpool. I'm going to stick with a 2-1 victory to Liverpool. And hopefully, it's a good performance too. And yeah, Iriola will kick off with a win, in my opinion. We have to kick off with some sort of positivity, with some sort of a feel good factor. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to the season starting and seeing the Reds back in action tomorrow. So yeah, that's my prediction, people. That's my thoughts on the game. A 2-1 victory for Liverpool. It's a game that I think Newcastle fans will probably come out feeling proud. They'll probably be happy that they gave us a game. Considering a lot of them and a lot of people think Newcastle are going to have a poor season. Like I said, I think their manager long term will do well, but for the here and now this season, I think they're in a bit of trouble with the players they've lost. So yeah, we should really be going into the game on paper winning. I know we both had managerial changes, but we're in a lot better of a position than they are. I don't think you can compare the positions and the trajectories of both clubs. So looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it for sure. Yeah, but I'm going to go with a 2-1 victory to Liverpool for the game. I think we do win. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how we set up. We'll see how we look. We'll see how we perform. Hopefully we don't lose the game. That's what I will say. We don't want to lose. Yeah, fingers crossed we don't lose. But who knows? Who knows what the universe holds? I mean, Man United are losing to Hull. Who would have thought that Man United Football Club would lose to Hull in their first game of the season? So the Premier League can throw up surprises, man. It can throw up surprises, don't get me wrong. And yeah, man. Yeah. So that's my thoughts on the game, people. There's a couple of things I wanted to discuss now about Iriola's press conference, some of the things he said. I've got some articles here, some X news here that I want to discuss. So gave you guys my predicted 11, gave you guys my thoughts and feelings on the game. Let's talk a little bit about Iriola then and what Iriola's had to say. So he recently sat down with Jamie Carragher, and Carragher was just being annoying as anything, as per usual, and he asked him about signings, and Iriola responded saying something like he expects signings to come. Actually, I'll get the whole quote up, I'll bring it up. This is Romano who posted this, by the way, so if Romano said it, it's probably reliable. So here we go. This is Iriola. This is what he said about signings coming in through the door. Oh, get rid of that. So this is what Iriola said about signings coming through the door. So Romano's put out that Andona Iriola confirms it could be more than one signing for Liverpool, as the plan is to get in 2 wingers. He says we'll definitely sign players. Yes, I hope more than one, new Red coach says. So this is tough, man. I don't know what to make of it. He says that signings are coming through the door. He says that we're going to make additions, but it's like I said, where's the DM, man? We want the DM. I'm happy with just one winger coming in and a defensive midfielder. I don't think we need 2 wingers. I really don't think we need to go and get 2 wingers. I think we're looking a bit overloaded now on the wing. I think we're doing too much for the wing positions. Going into the summer, the only thing I wanted was a left winger and a right winger. And we got Victor Munoz, and we're going to get Barcola. So that's a left and right winger done. I feel we're doing too much now with Minter, with Mbaye. Why are we bringing in so much wingers instead of focusing on a midfielder? You know what I'm saying? Bringing in that defensive midfielder. So we're going to be, the way we're going, we're going to be loaded as fuck on the wings. You know what I'm saying? Unless a couple of players move on, like a Gakpo or someone. We're going to be overloaded. But Iriola's confirmed that there's going to be more signings. He didn't say it's going to be 2. He did say there will be at least 1 more. I'd imagine Barcola's getting done. So that's not a doubt for me. Then it depends on if we make another signing after that. For me, scrap the getting another winger in after Barcola. We can do without one. And go get a defensive midfielder in, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's Wharton, whether it's Kamara, whether it's I don't know, who else is there? Kamara, Sangare even, whoever it is in that DM position, let's get a DM in. So I'm glad that the manager's confirmed that signings are going to be coming in. So we are going to definitely sign players. Let's hope it's the right players though. I'll be happy if we bring 2 wingers in, but then I'll also look at it and think we neglected the DM position. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we'll see how it goes, man. But Iriola's confirmed here that there will be more signings coming in, for sure. There will be more signings coming in. I see another legend is in the building in the chat. Let me just get back into the chat, take that off. Big up to Nighttime Kid, man. Big up yourself, bro. Hope you're doing well. Good afternoon, brother. Good evening. Good night, wherever you are. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Bless up. big up, bro. How are you doing, man? Let me know how you're doing, brother. Easy 3 points, you say, for Liverpool tomorrow, for Tottenham later, for Hull against Man United. Let me know, man. Easy 3 points. For who? You're gonna have to be a bit more specific, brother. But big up, man. Appreciate you being in the building. Bless up, bro. Bless up, bless up, bless up. So the manager's confirmed we're gonna have more signings coming up. It's full time, by the way, people. Hull City. This is no joke. This is no joke. This is very, very real. Hull City have just beaten Manchester United Football Club by 2 goals to 0 in the opening game of the season. Yes, I crap you not. Yes, yes, yes. So much for Man United's title charge then, I suppose. So much for them winning the league. Yeah. The delusion is crazy in that fan base, and they needed a humbling, and they've been taught a lesson today. So hold that, Man United. Hold that. Hold it. 2-0 against Hull opening day. You want to scrap Barcola? Nah, man. Listen, bro, me and Barcola are going to be like this soon. As soon as he becomes a Liverpool player, I'm going to be backing that guy. You know, he's going to be one of our, he's going to be one of our own. So, yeah, man. I want to bring Barcola in, but I don't want to bring another winger in after that. I'd rather just Barcola and then a DM, and I'll be happy with that going into the season. I think we've got enough. I don't want to see us bringing in 2 wingers, because we're going to be too overloaded if we do that. So yeah, not for me. I'm good. That's good to hear, brother. That's good to hear, man. I'm glad to hear you doing well. Big up, man. Appreciate the support, man. Appreciate the support. I know a lot of people are watching King right now. A lot of people are watching some other people. So I appreciate you being in the chat, bro. Big up yourself as always. Liverpool 3 points. I hope we get the 3 points tomorrow. Fingers crossed we get the 3 points tomorrow. I think we will. I think it'll be a close game, but I think it'll be I think we'll win 2-1. I do think we win 2-1 Nighttime Kids. So it'll be close. It'll be tough, but I believe we win. I do believe we get the 3 points over the line and we get the win. So yeah. Hold that. Man United, Man United, Man United. Oh, United, what happened, bro? What happened, man? Nighttime Kid. I was hearing title challenge. I was hearing Carrick's gonna do this, Carrick's gonna do that. These man are too worried about Tottenham nowadays, man. You know, the amount of United fans that are talking, that are worrying about Tottenham nowadays. Listen, worry about your own dead, dusty club, man. 2-0 against Hull City on the opening day. Oh, God. They needed a humbling. Man United needed this humbling, man. The amount of shit some of these fans have been talking. Even in our community, some of the United fans that have been talking shit, they're talking. Yeah, they needed a big humbling. They can hold that, man. They can hold that. How do you say? I have no idea. Nighttime Kid had to say that. I don't have no idea, bro. No idea, brother. No idea, man. But yeah, I'm going with a 2-1 victory for us tomorrow, Nighttime Kid. When you get a chance to, if you want to, no stress if you can't, but do check out the match preview I put out last night. Gave you guys all my thoughts and feelings ahead of the game, so do stay tuned on that. But I decided to go live discussing the game as well. You know what I'm saying? Flu makes my voice gone. Same here, bro. It does it to everyone. When you've got a flu, you often get a sore throat and then you're unable to really speak because it hurts. So get well soon, man. You know what I'm saying? Rest up, get well soon. I sound funny, but health-wise, nah, man, get well soon, Nighttime Kid. Look, again, you're not well. You're feeling sick and you're still in the chat supporting us, so, or supporting me. So big up yourself, bro. Big up yourself. I appreciate all the love and support you get. You know what I'm saying? All the love and support you give. You know, I certainly support you. You know what I'm saying? So big up yourself, bro. Again, people, the man is sick. He's got a flu, but he's in the chat supporting, watching. Big him up, man. You know, Nighttime Kid, you are a real one, bro. You are a real one in this community. So big up yourself. Here's an interesting stat, people, regarding Iriola. Who's Mello? Oh, there's Mello, man. Big up Mello, man. Bless up Mello in the building. Man said the Tigers. Yeah, man. Man United can hold that expeditiously. Manchester United can hold that expeditiously, man. You know, the amount of shit these guys have been speaking, man. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. The amount of rubbish I've heard from United fans. Jesus Christ, man. They needed a humbling like this desperately. So, I hope they shut their mouths now. And I hope they come back to earth. But knowing them, they'll still be talking a lot of crap. So, yeah. Hold that, man. All you United fans that were talking shit about Liverpool, saying, we're not worried about Liverpool this season. We got bigger things to worry about. Yeah, you can't even beat Hull. So, hold that. Big up Mello, though. People, make sure you sub to Mello. If you can get Melo's link in the chat, people, please do. Make sure you sub to Melo, Bayern fan in the building, doing some great content on his channel. Big up, bro. Yes, Melo, I did. Seen the pre-record. Appreciate you, Night Tom Kid. Thank you, man, for checking it out. Big up to AFC always in the building. What you saying, brother? What you saying, brother? Big up yourself, man. Big up. Hope you do well. Good afternoon, man. Big up, man. But yeah, hold that, Man United. Hold that. You know. There's the humbling that you guys needed. Now shut your mouths and get back down to reality with the rest of us. But yeah, this is an interesting stat regarding Areola, people, and I don't want to bring this up and jinx it, but fuck it. So this is from This Is Anfield, and it says that, wow, how interesting is this? How interesting is this? It says that Andone Areola hasn't suffered defeat in the Premier League since January. Wow, so he hasn't lost a league game since January. The longest current unbeaten run in the Premier League. He's the 7th manager in succession to take charge of his first Liverpool game away from home, including Sir Kenny Dalglish's first game of his second spot in 2011. So, guys, what a record that is. Areola has not lost a Premier League game since January. Let's hope this record doesn't get broken. We want that record to continue on. But that's a decent record to have. No defeat in the league since January. He must have been cooking for Bournemouth, man. Business end of last season. I know they started well, and I know they fell off, and I know they got their mojo back. But that's another interesting stat, man. Big him up. I'm saying big him up. So no league defeat since January. Fingers crossed, touch wood, that doesn't happen tomorrow. Let's hope we get the 3 points. I think we will. 2-1 win, in my opinion, is my prediction. So I'm going to stick with that. But what a stat for Areola. What a stat, man. No league defeat since January. Yeah, man. That's very impressive. Not a bad stat for our new gaffer to have. Let's get back into the chat, man. I see a lot of people are in now. Big up. Let's get rid of that. Couple more things I want to discuss before heading off, people. Right, let me get back into the chat now. What's the chat saying? Night Time Kid, I made you a mod, bro. I've made you a mod on this channel, so if you can put Melo's link in the chat, please do. Title charge. Yeah, title charge my ass, man. Big up AFC always. I'm happy they lost because they've been talking so much crap. They've been talking so much rubbish, man. So, I'm happy they lost. I'm not on the other account, send the link. Big up Lumen in the building. Commiserations on your defeat today, man. Big up yourself in the building. Appreciate you, man. Commiserations, brother. Rasta, bro. Hey, listen. I'm a message him in the group later. I'm gonna message Rasta in the group later today. Yeah, he's gonna get it, man. He's gonna get it. Listen, I told man, Carrick ain't gonna do nothing, but certain man wanna be talking rubbish. Hold that, Rasta, man. Yeah, I'll definitely be atting him Melo for sure. I'm on the laptop, can't send him on here. Oh, okay. But people, if you can get his link in, please do get Melo's link in somewhere. There's a couple mods in the building, so please do. Big up to Abdullah, man. Big up yourself, Abdullah. Hope you're well, man. Welcome in. The positives are you lost. Yeah. But look, I didn't really watch the game, Newman. I've been discussing Liverpool here. I had it on in the background, so I don't know. You'd have to ask King. I think King watched the whole game, so he could probably give you a perspective on it. I can't because I didn't watch the whole game. I was focused on this, so yeah. This will wake us up. We'll see, Lumen. United fans already calling Carrick's head. Yeah, see that? They're already calling for man's head after the first game. It's going to be a long season, man. They're going to turn on him very quickly. You watch how quickly they turn on him. I reckon by October, November time, they'll all be wanting him out. They turn very quickly, man. They're not patient. When it's going well, they all love you. When it's going shit, they want you out. So they're going to turn on him very quick. I'm telling you, they're going to turn on him very, very quick. I reckon by October, November time, they'll all want him gone. I think they're all going to want him gone by then. But yeah, listen. Nice title challenge while it lasted, lads. Let Liverpool, let City, let Arsenal get on with the title challenge now. You guys go and be mid-table like you were a couple of years ago. Carrick out, Ollie in. To be fair, you're right there, Melo. It's one game, it means nothing. You're right. But it's still funny. it's still funny nonetheless. You know what I'm saying? They're shameless towards other clubs when other clubs lose, so we're gonna do it to them. You know what I'm saying? It is funny. We're getting Minter, Brighton looking for a new right winger. Yeah, it looks like we are gonna get Minter in. We've had another bid for him rejected, but I'd imagine it won't be an issue. We will get Minter in the building before the end of the window. So yeah, man, looking forward to it if he does come in, seeing what he can do. Yes, Southgate at the helm by Christmas, man. Southgate at the helm at United by Christmas. Run it, bookmark it, save it. It's happening, bro. 70 mils a lot. It is a lot, Melo, don't get me wrong. It is a lot of money, but it's just the way the market is now, man. It's just the way players are going. It's just what they're going for, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is Iriola when he was asked about the strikers, people. So when he was asked about Isak, he said this. So this is what he said when he was asked about Alexander Isak. He said, here's the quote. There we go. He said, well, Iriola expects more from his strikers. So he says, probably my fight with him, my instructions are more in terms of what he can do without the ball. He can help in the positioning of me around the ball so he can open space for other players. I'm not trying to focus in terms of goals, but he's a striker, he'll want to score. I try to judge the players if they've scored or if they haven't. I try not to judge the players on whether they've scored or if they haven't. So, okay, I expected that, to be fair. Iriola wants Isak to have more of an all-round game. It's all well and good being a striker, that's his main outlet, that's what we need him for, but obviously he wants Isak to be a bit more hard-working, to drop back a bit more to get the ball, to be a bit more hard-working, to press more. Does Isak have that in his locker? I hope so. I hope he has it in his locker. We'll have to wait and see. I know Ekitike definitely has that in his locker. Ekitike has the ability to press, to be a monster on the pitch, to be a pressing monster. Isak's build is a bit different. For me, he's always come across as just a pure goal scorer, so can that be coached into him, where he becomes a more of an all-round striker with an all-round game? I don't know. Guess we'll have to wait and see on it. Guess what? Wow, that's weird. So, guys, off topic, Goretzka from Bayern Munich has just moved to Aston Villa. That's interesting. Wow. Goretzka from Aston Villa, people, from Bayern Munich has gone to Aston Villa. That's interesting. That's just, thought you want to know that. Any Villa fans, Bayern fans in the building. Yeah. But yeah, we'll have to see if Isak can have more of an all-round game this season. If he can, he'll be a dangerous striker because he's already got the finishing ability. Let's see if he can have more of an all-round game going forward now. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if he can improve his all-round game going forward. So, let's see how this goes. Let's see how this looks going forward. But obviously, Iriola expects more than goals. He wants his strikers to be hard-working, to earn the place in the team by being hard workers, not just by being goal scorers. So, yeah, that's that, people. Let's just get off the build. Let's just get that off the thing. Get back into the chat. Get rid of that. What's the chat saying? Apologies, people. Apologies. Let me just bring the chat back up. Here we go. Right. Melo, drop your link. There's Melo's link, people. So, people, Melo's link is there. Make sure you sub to Melo. Go show him some support. Help him get to 100 subs ASAP. Bayern fan in the building, doing some great content. Only recently started as well. So, do go and show Melo some love, people. You know what I'm saying? There's his link right there. It's a crap transfer window, but 35 mil players now. Yeah, exactly, bro. You can't do nothing about it. It's just the way the market's gone. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way the market is headed. It's at a point now where this is the norm. This is going to be the norm going forward, isn't it? Players are just going to be going for crazy amounts of money. It's just the norm. We're going to have to deal with it, I suppose. We're just going to have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? You're right there, Abdullah. We got the steal of the century getting the lease. Yeah, listen, looking at it now, considering how much Elise would be worth now if Bayern wanted to sell him. They won't sell him, obviously. He's going to stay there. But if they did want to sell him, they'd get a lot of money for him. But they only bought him for 55 mil, and it's, yeah, man, they did really well there. I'm kind of isn't Ekitike the all-round striker? Isak's more just, look, the way I'll explain it is Isak's just a pure goal scorer. He's like a Haaland. All he can do is really score goals. Doesn't really have an all-round game. If you don't get the ball to him, you can't really affect the game. Ekitike is more of your traditional technical striker. You know, he can link up play, come deep to get the ball. He's just an all-round, technically more gifted striker. Is he a better goal scorer? Probably not. But they're two very good options to have in the team. I think we've got two very good striker options there. If you're looking for more of an all-round player, and if I'm being honest, I'd say Ekitike probably fits Iriola's system. You know, I think Ekatike is the type of striker that Iriola's going to want in the team. I think Isak less so, but obviously Ekatike is injured, so he has to use Isak. But that's not me saying Isak can't be trained and nurtured into a striker that's all round good. I just think for the system we want to play, for how Iriola wants to play, I think Ekatike suits him more as the striker, or suits the team more as a striker, over Isak. Just my opinion though. But yeah, they're two very different types of strikers, but they're two very good options. Goretzka is bad now. He's like 1,100, sorry, yeah. Goretzka to Aston Villa. Yeah, that's long. Aston Villa have fun with that. He's horrendous. Yeah, not bad business to be fair. Maybe Villa will, maybe he'll do well for Villa. Who knows? Maybe he's one of those that just doesn't do well for a big club, but he does well for a small club. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll see how it goes, man. We will see how it goes with that. But yeah, he has moved there. He has moved there indeed. So, yeah, man. It's very, very interesting times ahead. You know, the game tomorrow is going to be interesting. Looking forward to seeing what Liverpool bring to the table. Looking forward to seeing how we set up, how we look, how we play. If we press high, you know, are we going to win the ball back high in the game? I'm interested to see all of this. You know, I think it'll be tough. I said Newcastle will give us a tough game. I stand by that. I think they're going to give us a tough game, but it's a game that I'm looking forward to. I'm saying Newcastle, Liverpool always has goals in it. I think tomorrow will be similar. It's going to have goals in it. It's going to have action in it. So, yeah, looking forward to it, man. Certainly looking forward to seeing the Reds back in action. It's been too long. Like I said, the World Cup just didn't hit the spot the same way. So, tomorrow, Liverpool are back in action. We will have a match watch-long tomorrow, so I'll be doing the watch-long people. I'll also have a match reaction after the game, after hopefully Liverpool win. Hopefully it's a positive one. So match reaction, match watch along, and I'll also put out a short as well. I'll put out a little short reaction on my channel on the game too, you know what I'm saying? So yeah people, it's Premier League action's back, and we've already got the first shock of the season in Hull City beating Man United. I mean, who the hell would have thought Hull City would beat Man United on opening day and keep a clean sheet against them as well? Disaster of a start for Man United. Disaster of a start for Man United. Yeah. Let's hope. Actually, no. The other big six clubs will show Man United how it's done. Tottenham will win, Liverpool will win, City will win, Arsenal will win, Chelsea will win. The other big clubs in the Prem will show Man United how it's done. You know what I'm saying? I'm very confident in that. So yeah, it's going to be a good game tomorrow. Looking forward to it, people. And yeah, if you are free to, pardon me, that was rude. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, man. Yeah. I am looking forward to it. If you're free to do hop in the watch long, you're more than welcome to. It'll be a good vibe, good chat, and yeah, I think that's all for me today, people. It's all for me today. I'm gonna head off. I'll be back tomorrow. Gonna go and catch some more Premier League games, see who's playing. And yeah, man. Jaden Dan's is ready to be a backup. He's training with the under-21s after his injury. Yeah, Dan showed a lot of potential, man, back in the day. 2 years ago. I don't know why he stopped getting used, but he's definitely a player that I'd look at for sure. He's definitely a player I'd look at bringing in and promoting to the first team. But people, I'm off, man. You know, big up to everyone in the building who showed up. Big up to Natasha. Big up to Brian. Big up to my brother King. People, make sure you shove to King every single time. Big up to Night Time Kid. Big up to Mello. People, make sure you shove to Mello. Big up to AFC always. Big up to Lumen. Big up to Abdullah, man. Big up to you all. I'll be back tomorrow with another Liverpool talk. Well, not a Liverpool talk, so tomorrow is the watch long. We'll have a match reaction after, short match reaction, so stay tuned. But now though, people, profit out. Speak to you guys soon. Up the Reds. Chat to you in a bit. I'm out. Peace. Bye bye.